Assalamualaikum and good morning, everyone. Okay, so this is your English teacher, Miss Shafiekah. Okay, so this week our class will be not conducted. Our class is not conducted in real time, but rather this week our class will be conducted through a synchronous method, which is you can do your own learning on your own. Okay. The reason I decided to do this for this week is to try it out, and also to give time and time to those students who have difficulties to join the real time class due to the internet connection. Okay, so hopefully by now almost all of you have the ebooks ready with you, yeah? Because I did tell you last time that I think I only give you to buy the book until middle of the semester. So this is already week 4, yeah? All right. So those of you who already have the ebook, you can open your ebook and go to unit 3, which is connected lives. All right. So in this unit, we're going to learn few academic skills, which is number 1, reading skill. We're going to learn about taking notes, part 1. So there'll be a continuation later in another unit, the part 2. Number 2, writing skill. We're going to learn about how to write a concluding sentence. And then, as usual, every unit we're going to do some revision about a grammar. And this week we're going to revise on present perfect tense. And then last one is the critical thinking, making inferences. All right. So this is unit 3. So when we talk about connected lives, we are talking about internet. Yeah, because of internet, it almost like our life is connected not only with each other but in anything. All right, we connected to people away from us, in distance from us. We are connected to Facebook. We are connected with our friends via Instagram, via Facebook. We can know what is happening, all right, in another country, even though we're not there. Okay, so this is what we call as connected life because of the invention of internet. All right. Okay, the first part is think and discuss. So if you have the ebook, you can turn to page 42. Yeah. All right. So I'm sure that all of you, don't tell me nobody of you never used the internet. Even right now, you're using internet. So now I want you to think and discuss. Yeah, discuss with yourself. Okay, since you unable to see each other. Um, so think and discuss. What do you usually do on the internet? All right. Is it playing games? Because nowadays there are a lot of games that need you to do to play online. Or do you do some research? Or do you use social media? Or do you watch videos or downloading? So a lot of things that you must do on the internet. So I want you to list 3 things. All right. I want you to list 3 things. What do you usually do on the internet? I give you 1 minute to do this. Okay, I'm not going to wait for 1 minute, but instead, what you need to do is to pause um, the video All right, and then you do the assessment, yeah, whatever task that I asked you to do, and then after that we will discuss. All right, so I'm sure that all of you have listed three things that you usually do on the internet. um like myself, the first thing I usually do on the internet, check my email. Okay, so that was almost like routine, because right now we couldn't meet each other. So email, it's one of the main medium of communication between me, my friends, my students, and also my colleagues. So checking in email on the internet. Number one, there's no right or wrong. This is just me sharing with you. Number two, what I usually do on the internet, um, do research, because I have to prepare lessons. I have to prepare questions, and I also have to write a paper. All right, so a lot of things that I need to do research on the internet. Okay, I go for online library, because we couldn't go for the actual library right now because of the condition. So we have to go for the online library and do research in any websites. And if you are doing a research or finding sources through internet, make sure the sources, the websites that you are going, that you go into, are credible. Okay, because we don't want to jeopardize our personal information as well. So, all right, and then number three, what I usually do on the internet, well, um, I would say entertainment. So if I get bored or I feel restless or tired from my work, I take a break, okay, and then I open YouTube, I visit YouTube, and then I watch my favorite programs, friends. I listen to music. I sing along to the lyrics. Okay, or just watch any funny videos. Okay, just to entertain me. Okay, so that's what I usually, three things that I usually do. So, what about you? That's very good. Okay, all right. So, second question, do you think our lives have been improved by the internet? If so, in what ways? And if not, why not? Okay. So if you ask me, since the invention of the internet, our life have been improved a lot. Okay. In good ways and also in bad ways. In my opinion, how internet improve our life, because of the internet, we can actually we can have this long distance. For example, right now, learning. Okay, we have this long distance learning where we do not need to be at the same place physically, but we can still learn, all right, and we can still connect with each other. Okay. For example, for example, like me, I'm living here in Labuan, and my parents, my family in Sabah. So we use internet to connect with each other, because without internet, I couldn't do WhatsApp call, video call. I can do FaceTime, right? So internet. Okay. So what about you? How do you think that internet has improved your life? Very good. Okay, moving on. Okay, so explore the team. So let us explore the team. Okay, so the world top 10 websites. So we are talking about the internet, right? So the first one in Explore the Team, according to Alexa.com, what are the most visited websites in the world? Which are more popular, social media sites or search engines? Okay, so we will take a look at this in a while. And then number two, which of these websites do you visit regularly? Can you think of other popular websites that are not on the list? So let's take a look. What are the most visited websites according to Alexa.com? So this is a survey that they did, yeah? So how often do you log into Facebook? Is there a website that you check every day? So Alexa.com tracks millions of internet users and compile lists of the most visited websites. So here are its 2017 ranking of the top 10 websites worldwide. Okay, so unsurprisingly, so this is not a surprise. All of us are using Google as our main search engine, right? So I think that's why it's written here. Unsurprisingly, the world most popular website is Google. So this indicates that the majority of internet use is driven by the search for information. So if we don't know something, we immediately ask Mr. Google, right? So that's why um, Google has been the most visited website worldwide. And then YouTube and Facebook are the next most popular, followed by Baidu. Baidu is a China website. Okay, launched in 2000. Baidu is the leading Chinese language search engine. And the Indian version of Google also makes in the list, which is 8. So this is the Indian. So here's the list in 2017. I haven't checked the recent list in 2020. Okay, this is in 2017. Yeah, so we have Google, and then you have YouTube, Facebook, Baidu, Wikipedia, Yahoo, Reddit, Google, QQ, and Twitter. So among all these 10 websites, which one you visit or you use the most? Which one? Ah, I do agree that I think Google is the most used and visited website. Yeah, unless you are using a different search engine, that probably. Okay, all right. Um, B, match the correct forms of words and phrases in blue to their definition. So we'll see here there are three words that are in blue color. Okay, so I want you to match the correct form of words and phrases in blue to the definition. So we have also three definitions here. So I want you to match the three words in blue with the correct definition. I'll give you 1 minute with that. Okay, all right. So let's check the answer. The first one is to act of looking carefully for something. So of course, the word is search. Search. Number two is a verb. The definition is to start or put into operation. To start or put into operation. The correct word is launched. Launch. Yeah, launch. Oops. Third one, to connect a computer system by tapping a particular set of letters or numbers. So this is log in. Usually when we log in, we have like username and password. So that's why typing a particular set of letters and numbers. And usually our nowadays, because of the security, they wanted our username and password in combination of letters and numbers. So that's why typing a particular set of letters or numbers. All right, let's move on. So we're going to go to reading one, the power of crowds. Okay, you know what is crowds, right? Many people, refer to many people gather. All right, so I'm not going to read with you, so I will give you time to read on your own. Okay, so make sure you pause the video so that you can have the chance to read according to your pace. So after you have finished reading, and then you can unpause it again so that we can discuss the question. Now that you have read, what do you understand about the reading one? Okay, all right, okay. So one of the term that introduced in the reading was crowdsourcing. Okay, so I'm not sure if you have heard this word before, but I think for FCAL students, this might not be new word for you. Okay, but I'm not sure. All right, so what exactly is crowdsourcing? Crowdsourcing is the practice of engaging a crowd or group for a common goal, often innovation, problem solving, or efficiency. So basically, to gather people, all right, or to attract people who have the same goal, all right, usually to into as an innovation to solve a problem or just to be as an efficiency. Okay, and now due to the internet, it is powered by the new technologies, social media, and Web 2.0. Crowdsourcing can take place on many different levels and across various industries. And thanks to our growing connectivity, it is now easier than ever for individuals to collectively contribute with ideas, time, expertise, or funds. This is true or for a project or for a cause mean for one benefit. Okay, this collective mobilization is called crowdsourcing. Okay. Okay, now that you have read and understood the passage, so let's do exercises. Okay, understanding the reading. So the first one. So according to the reasoning passage, the internet is enabling collaboration through crowdsourcing. So how does this work? So based on your reading just now, how the internet is enabling collaboration through crowdsourcing? Is it a small group of people connected to internet work together on a project? Or is it B, a large group of people connected to the internet contribute toward a shared goal? The correct answer is B, a large group of people connected to the internet contribute toward a shared goal. So this is the correct answer. Let's move on. Okay, I want you to complete the chat below using information from the reading passage. So you can go back, refer to the reading passage in order for you to fill in or to complete the chat below. Okay, so we have two types of projects which are mentioned in the reading passage. We have Lynn's project and Parcake project. So Lynn's project They want us to find studies an area in the country of. 2. Aims to find the tomb of. 3. Participants look at satellite images and label and marks and other blank features. In Parkek project, study sites in the country of. Aims to protect sites from. 6. Participants look at satellite images and flag any signs of looting. And okay, pause the video or you can rewind the video to look back to the reading passage to find the answer. Have you found the answer? Okay. So let's take a look what is the answer. So number 1. So let's take a look at Lynn's project first, yeah? So studies an area in the country of. Where is it? Mongolia. The answer is Mongolia. Number 2. The aims to find the tomb of. So what is the aim for Lynn's project? The tomb of Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan. Alright. The third one. Participants look at satellite images and label and marks and other unusual features. The answer is unusual. Alright. So let's take a look at Parkek project. Number 4. So study sites in the country of Peru. That's right, Peru. Okay. Number 5. The aims of Parkek project is to protect sites from looters. Looters. That's right. Number 6. Participants look at satellite images and flag any signs of looting and illegal constructions. Illegal constructions. Okay. So, how many of you got all correct? If you managed to get the answers correct, congratulations. Those of you who did not able to answer all correctly, don't worry. There's always room for improvement. Next is critical thinking, making inferences. I'm sure that you know what is making inferences. So you make inferences when you make logical guesses about things a writer does not say directly. So basically, sometimes people telling you indirectly. So you try to guess or you making inferences what are being told or being said. Okay, by not saying directly. This is also called reading between the lines. Yeah. So sometimes when you talk to people or when your friends talk to you, they want to tell you something, but they don't want to tell it directly. So instead of they tell you indirectly, so you have to read between the lines, or you have to make inferences, which is you have to make a guesses what exactly your friends are trying to say to you. Okay. All right. So that is making inferences. Okay, now work with a partner. No need. Okay, work on your own. Okay. What can you infer from each statement from reading passage? Okay, circle the correct inferences. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, number 1, more than 10,000 volunteers or citizen scientists join the search. So, what can you infer from the statement? Is it A? A lot of people don't know much about Genghis Khan. Is it B? A lot of people are interested in finding Genghis Khan's tomb. So is it A or is it B? The correct answer is B, right? B, boy. Okay, let's move on to number 2. Global explorer protects sites from looters, people who steal ancient objects and sell them. So, what does this statement infer? Is it A? Many people don't appreciate the true value of ancient objects. Or is it B? Ancient objects are worth a lot of money. So you can see, people who steal ancient objects and sell them. So what this tell you? Okay. Yes, the correct answer is B. Boy as well. Ancient objects are worth a lot of money. That's why many people wanted to steal ancient objects because they know they are valuable and they sell them in order to get the money. Okay. Number three, the project launched in Peru, which has large numbers of historical sites from many different cultures. So, what does this statement infer to? Is it A? Because of its rich history, Peru is an ideal place to start the project. Or is it B? Peruvians are very proud of their country's rich and diverse history. The answer is A. The correct answer is A. Because of its rich history, Peru is an ideal place to start the project. Okay, so how many of you got it all correct? Congratulations to those of you who got it correct. Now, I can say you understood what it means by making inference. Okay, let's move on to reading skill. As I mentioned earlier, this is the first part of taking notes. The first part of taking notes. Okay, so this is not only a reading skill but also a study skill. Yeah. So taking notes is very important, especially as a student. Not only a student, even me, very important to take notes because not everything we can store in our mind, and sometimes we cannot get a lot of things at this one time. So we need to take notes. Okay. So what are the benefits of taking notes? Number one, it helps you understand the information better. Okay. And number two, it helps you organize important information for writing assignment and for tests. Okay. I think I did mention earlier if you take notes, right, it's easier for you to do, especially for your exam, for your or tests, because you don't have to read like the whole thick book. Because to me, when I read the whole thick book, it's overwhelming, right? Because I feel like there are a lot of things that I need to read. But if you write a note, you can just read the note and then you can refer to your textbook if there's anything that you don't understand. That's why I think taking notes is very important. In fact, during my study, I still kept my notes, the short notes that I did, okay, during my study because I treasure them, okay, because I felt like those notes were the ones helped me a lot in my study, okay, and also in exams. Okay, I just brought the small notes instead of the thick textbook. Okay, so there are different types of notes. Okay, often useful to use some kind of graphic organizer. You can use graphic organizers that best match the type of passage that you are reading. For example, there are many reading passages and they can be mixture of type of text. So you may want to use more than one graphic organizers. Okay, so these are several types of graphic organizers. So we can have T chart. This is an example of T-chat. See, like T, right? So usually T-chat we use for problem solution. So you have problem and here you have solution. So meaning number one, what is the problem and what is the solution? Cause and effect, the cause and effect, pro and cons, the advantage, disadvantage, or if the topic has two sides. Okay, so side A and side B. So it's suitable, you use T-chat. Next is mind map. This is what we always use even during our primary, secondary school. Our teacher always said, okay, brainstorm and do mind map. Okay, so a web, concept map or word web. So this is usually suitable if we want to use for description to describe. Okay, so we have like one big um, topic here, and then we have the branches. Okay, then or we can have like classification, right? And then we have Venn diagram. You've seen this in unit 1 if I'm not mistaken. Okay, a comparison of similar and differences. So we have the if let's say one topic or two things, okay, like in unit 1 we read about Singapore and Mexico, how can they be happy, right? So two countries, there are differences but they are also something that are overlapping, so those what we call similarity, so we put it here. So this is what we call Venn diagram. So there are two big circle, and you join in the middle. So at least there's a um, side of the circle that are overlapping, and that's where you write the similarity between two things. Okay, between A and B. And then this is the traditional one outline. So you can use this with any types of notes. I would prefer this one, and I also prefer the mind map. Okay, so basically this is traditional outline format. Okay, I don't have to explain to you, all of you know. All right, and last one we have flow chart or timeline. This is suitable if we are talking about or we are reading about process or events over time. So we have like start, the stages, and then at the end. Okay, so those are types of graphic organizers that you can use when you are taking notes. All right, so let's do exercise. I want you to read the information here, this short passage, paragraph about Global Explorer works. As you read, I want you to underline the different steps in the process. Okay, different steps in the process. So this is what you need to focus on, process. Okay, finish. So let's check what you need to, which word that you need to underline. The first word, the first sentence, this one. Participants first watch online videos that teach them how to identify certain features on satellite images. So that is the first one. And then second one, they study and flag satellite on their own. Okay. And then number three, once enough volunteers say that they see the same thing. Then number four, Parkek and her team will check for themselves. Then number five, before passing the information along to archaeologists on the ground. And then number six, the players receive score based on how accurate they are. Right? So those sentences that you need to underline. Okay, now I want you to transfer the informations above here, right? into this flowchart. To this flowchart. Okay, have you finished? Alright, so the first one, participants receive training by watching online video. Online video. Number two, participants study satellite images or tiles and flag them. Flag them. Number three, a certain number of participants say that they see the same thing. They see the same thing. Four, after that, Parkek and her team accurate or check the participants' result. Parkek and her team will check the participants' result. And then once they confirm, the team passes on the information to archaeologists in Peru. Archaeologists in Peru. And participants get points if the information is accurate. Well, did you get all correct? Congratulations. So move on to language for writing. So I want you to read the sentences 1 to 5 and then answer the question below. So sentence number 1. The project has identified over 50 sites that might be related to Genghis Khan's tomb. Number 2. Lin and Parkek have used citizen scientists to help them to find important sites. Number 3. Parkek work has helped to protect sites from looters since from looters. Sorry. Number 4. Since Voro, Keen and James have created new tribes in other countries. 5. Thousands of people have joined Tribe Wanted in the past years. Okay, so now can you take a look at the words or phrase that have been underlined? Okay, so has identified, have used, has helped, have created, and have joined. Okay, so which of the following statements is true about the actions described by the underlined verbs? Okay, is it A, the action started and ended in the past? Or is it B, the action started in the past and continues in the present? Okay, the correct answer is B, boy. The action started in the past and continues in the present. For A, remember last week we learned about past tense. So this is past tense. The action started and ended in the past. So this is past tense. So definitely this is referring to these sentences. Okay, so what are these tenses called? Okay, present perfect tense. I'm sure that this is not your first time heard about present perfect tense. So what is present perfect tense? So and when we use present perfect tense? Number one, we use present perfect tense when something that began in the past and continues in the present time. So meaning to say the action started in the past or event started in the past, but they still continue until today. Okay. Number two, when something happened at unspecified time in the past, meaning we don't know when the exact time the action happened, but we know that it's happened in the past. So we also use present perfect tense. Number three, when the time in the past is not important. What important is the action. So we use present perfect tense when the time in the past is not our concern. Okay, that's not our concern. So we use present perfect tense. All right. So how to know present perfect tense or how to form present perfect tense? Okay. To form present perfect tense, we use have or has. So have for plural, has for singular. And then you add the past participle of a main verb. Okay. So remember, if any tense that with perfect in it in the name, we have to use have or has plus past participle. If it's a past perfect tense, we use had, the past tense form, plus past participle. So any tense with perfect tense, okay, we use past participle. So what exactly past participle? So past participle, so don't get confused, yeah. Past participle is not similar to past tense. Okay, although there are some of the forms of the verb are similar to past tense, but they are also different from past tense. Just like what we learned last week, for past tense we have regular verb which you add d or ed, and then we have irregular verb which either you change the word, you change the spelling, or the spelling the same but change of pronunciation. So that's what we call irregular verb. So just like past tense, past participle also has two type of verb, which is regular verb. You add the d or ed, which is similar with the past tense. Okay, but irregular verb, it's either, for example, write, written. Okay, eat, eaten. Was, been. Know, known. Okay, so those are example of irregular past participle. So, in order for you to form present perfect tense, you have to use either have or has depending on the number of the subject. If it's singular, you use has. If it's plural, you use have. And then you have to put past participle of the main verb. For example, Choi Mali has lived in Fiji all his life. So this is what we call as regular past participle. We have advertised the product on several different social media sites recently. I think internet has improved our life in many ways. Okay. And for present perfect tense, we often use a phrase with since to show when something started in the past. For example, she has posted over 100 photos on Instagram since last month. So meaning it started last month but still continue until today. That's why we use present perfect tense. Okay, remember present perfect tense you need to use have or has depending either it's singular or plural, and then past participle of the main verb. Okay? Alright. Don't worry, I have a quiz waiting for you, alright, about present perfect tense. Okay, so if there's no question, all understood, then we move on to the last one, which is writing skill. Alright, so in this first unit, we learn about writing a topic sentence. Remember, what is topic sentence? It's the first sentence in a body paragraph which tells you the main point of the whole body paragraph. Okay, it's only one sentence. And then last week we learned about supporting sentences, details, right? The supporting details. And then today, this week, we learn about concluding sentence. I did tell you in the first class that um, not always, yeah, but a good essay, all right, you have concluding sentence for each body paragraph where you conclude the each body paragraph before you moving on to another body paragraph. Okay. So formal paragraph often have concluding sentence, the last sentence of a paragraph. So don't confuse this with the conclusion paragraph. Yeah, conclusion paragraph is different. Concluding sentence is in body paragraph, which is the last sentence before you go for another body paragraph. Okay. So why we need concluding sentence? Usually it ties the paragraph better. So to see there's a cohesiveness between the first body paragraph to the next body paragraph. So there's a continuation or cohesiveness, okay, between the paragraph. So concluding sentences can be either you state an opinion, okay, or you can make prediction about the paragraph, about the point, sorry, in that paragraph. Ask a question so that the reader can think about. Last one, you can restate or summarize the main idea. This is not the thesis statement yet. This is the topic sentence. You restate the topic sentence again, but in a different wording. Okay. Okay. So states an opinion. For example, I believe that one of the most important skills we can learn is collaboration. Okay. So you stating your opinion. Number two, you make a prediction. A global explorer will help prevent looting of archaeological sites in Peru. So you make prediction. Last number three, ask a question. For example, which crowdsourcing project would you prefer to join? And last one, restate the main idea or restate the topic sentence. In short, the internet has transformed the field of archaeology. So these are four ways you can write concluding sentence in your body paragraph. Okay, now I want you to do this. Yeah. Um, the draft below. So there are two drafts. Yeah. So the first draft here, I want you to read. So the draft below are similar to the one that you are going to write. So they are on topic of tribe wanted. So what did the writer do in draft 2 to improve the paragraph? So this is draft 1 and so this is draft 2. So the one that being highlighted in draft 2 are the improvement that the writer wanted to do. Okay? So we have four highlighted here, four sentences or four phrases. So I need you to match the changes A to D to the highlighted parts. Okay, so you read first, okay, the draft one, and then you read the second draft, okay, and you see this highlighted part, okay. So these highlighted part are the ones that the writer wanted to improve. So you match it what exactly it is. For example, have collaborated. So what the writer wanted to improve for this one. Is it A, deleted unrelated information? Is it B, corrected a verb form? C, added a concluding sentence? Or is it D, added details to explain idea? So uh, please do this in 5 minutes or less. Okay, okay, have you finished? Okay, if you have finished, I'm not going to tell you the answers right now. I'm going to tell you the answers next week. Yeah? We're going to check the answers this one next week. Okay? So now that you have done this and you have understood everything, we are almost finished for this week. All right. So to complete this week class, what I need you to do is I want you to answer two quizzes on Smart V3. Okay, there are two quizzes available on Smart V3 starting today. Okay, and the due date is 7 November, Saturday. So make sure you answer as soon as possible and don't delay so that you don't forget because I won't accept any excuses if you said, "Sorry, miss, I forgot." Because I reminded you right now, please answer the two quizzes as soon as possible and do not delay. So you only have one attempt to answer each quiz. Okay? So I wish you all the best. So that's all for this week. So next week we're going to talk about unit 5. Okay? But this week what I want you to do other than answering those two questions, those quizzes, I want you to start reading your novel that you have chosen, right? And also next week you are going to start writing about you're going to start doing research on your AC topic. Okay, we're going to discuss about your AC topic next week. So there's no question. Of course, you cannot ask me question right now. Even though you asked me question, I couldn't answer you. So anyway, there's any question you can always answer through the WhatsApp group. Okay. So thank you for your time. Thank you so much. I will see you next week. Please take care of yourself. Stay safe. Please wash your hand with soap and water. Wear mask if you go out and stay home if you don't have any urgent matters outside. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum and goodbye. See you.